This is Gaming with the Master bringing you part 30 of Fossil Fighters. Let's get to it. And yes, we are on Fossil Fighters now because I am starting the post game for Fossil Fighters. But Fossil Fighters Champions will not go away. We will still be posting that every other episode. So, first thing we're going to do with the post game is go and talk to Dr. Diggins. Because we really want to, use the teleporter to, see Dino and stuff. And when we get there, we see this big blue thing right here. So we'll talk to Dr. Diggins about it. What he says is, "Oh, Master, I was so caught up in my work, I didn't notice you come in." And Dr. Diggins says, "What this? It's secret." "Well, I suppose I can make an exception and tell you, Master. This device is a time machine." I was hoping for a reaction like that. I showed it to Wendy as well, but she didn't believe me for a second. It was pretty disappointing, actually. I hope to finish it soon so I can impress everyone with its brilliance. Unfortunately, I'm missing 3 key parts for it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Wait, that's it. Master, you can find the remaining parts for me. You can find anything. Sweeten the deal. If you help me, I'll promise I'll let you use the time machine as much as you want. Okay, I need 3 parts. First, goldenite, then a diver's watch, then an idle component. I've seen the goldenite before. Nevada showed it to me. I'll bet the captain of that pirate ship would have the diver's watch. Then talk to Dino for the idle component. Bring them back here once you have all 3. Yep, I think that should do it. And when we talk to Beth to go to Knotwood Forest first, since that is where Nevada is, because that's where we encountered her first, she'll say 2 brand new dig sites opened up. Parchment Desert and Cold Feet Glacier. We will be doing those 2 dig sites too, but in later episodes. And that's what she's talking about right now. Because, yeah, right there's Parchment Desert. That's Cold Feet Glacier. But we're going to Knotwood Forest. And if you remember, we encountered Nevada in specifically the Digamid, which was like a long time ago, I know, but that is where she is. So if we go there, into the Digamid, onto the top floor, she should be there. The only thing I don't like about this game is maneuvering around these areas because it takes forever sometimes. And it's really just a pain that you don't really need. And we have finally made it to the top floor, and over here we find Nevada. And we talked to her about Dr. Diggins' request, and she says, "Let me get this straight. You want my goldenite for Dr. Diggins for a time machine? To be honest, I don't buy it. On the other hand, I'm bored. You can have it if you beat me in a fossil battle. Ready?" We're gonna say yes because we rarely lose. Nevada says, "Great, here comes the thunder." And Nevada is using O-Raptor, Brachio, and Breamy. Or Bream. And we're using the normal, Shoni, Corona, and Elasmo. Unlike last episode when we beat Ganache and finished the game of 29B, we had a different team there. And that I'll talk about that more later during this episode, how I was able to use that different team with Friggy. The O-Raptor says uses Feather Blast against Shoni. And Bream uses Vampiric Rage. And then, like normal, we're going to use Corona Bite against Brachio, which does 87 damage. And then Elasmo Tackle against Brachio, which does 64 damage. Then O-Raptor uses Feather Blast, which does 12 damage, and Vampiric Rage by Bream, which does 16 damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Brachio, which does 89 damage, and then Elasmo Tackle, which does 63. Then O-Raptor uses Feather Blast again, which does 13 damage, and steals 60 FP, and swaps Brachio out for Breamy and uses Vampiric Rage, which does 32 damage. So now that we have an elemental advantage against Breamy, I expect Breamy will probably go down in this turn, but I don't know for sure. Because now that we're in the aftergame, we're battling level 12 Vivisaurs, and Elasmo Tackle did a critical 159 damage to defeat Breamy. But yeah, from now on, basically all of the people we battle will be using rank 12 Vivisaurs. Then O-Raptor uses Feather Blast, which does 26 damage and steals 30 FP. Then Corona will use Corona Bite, which does 92 damage. And Elasmo will use Elasmo Tackle against O-Raptor, which does 68 damage. And Brachio comes out of the EZ and swaps out for O-Raptor. And Brachio uses Earth Crush, which does 104 damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Brachio, which does 90 damage. And then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle, which does 63 damage. And then Brachio uses Earth Crush again, which does a critical 158 damage. So this time we're going to use Elasmo Tackle first, since Brachio only has 24 FP left, which does 62 damage and defeats Brachio. And now we're going to use Corona Bite against O-Raptor, which should defeat O-Raptor. And it does, so we beat Nevada to get the Goldenite. And Ventnor's LP increased by 9. So we got the Goldenite from Nevada, so now we're going to go to Bottom Sump Bay to talk to Woolbeard the Pirate. Of course, all of the stuff I destroyed respawn now, so I have to destroy it again so I can actually get out of here. Because of course there's never a VMM conveniently placed, except for this one, which is still far away. So we're going to return to town. And then talk to Beth. And go to Bottom Sump Bay. So we're walking to the pirate ship right now. If you remember, the correct hole to go down is over here to get to the pirate ship. And there's the pirate ship. So now you make your way left, go up these stairs, make your way to the right, go up these stairs, make your way right even more, and go down these stairs. Then right some more, up these stairs, into these doors, into Woolbeard's room, where we talk to Woolbeard and he says, "Time machine? Why would you need to make more time? There's plenty about. The seas be as the seas be, but if you want me diver's watch, you've got to battle me. Are you ready for battle?" "Yes." And Woolbeard says, "The fossil battle begins. Let the best man, boy, or ghost pirate win." So Woolbeard is using Corona, Plesio, and Elasmo, and they are not ranked 12, luckily, so it should be a very easy fight since we have ranked 12s battling ranked 10s. So Woolbeard goes first and uses Plesio's team attack, Glacial Rage, which does 43, 14, and 13 damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Woolbeard's Corona, which does 86 damage, and Elasmo Tackle against Woolbeard's Corona, which does a critical 94 damage. Then Plesio uses Glacial Rage, which does 42, 14, and 13 damage again. So we're going to use Corona Bite against Corona, which does 91 damage, and then Elasmo Tackle, which does 65 damage. And then Elasmo uses Ocean Pulse, which does 97, 36, and 37 damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Corona again, which does 90 damage. And Elasmo Tackle should hopefully finish him off now, which it does. So now that Corona's dead, the team skill cannot be used by Woolbeard. So Woolbeard uses Poisonous Assault against Shoni, which does 0 damage but poisons Shoni. Then uses Elasmo Fury against Shoni, which does 115 damage. So now we're going to use Corona's Snapping Jaws against Elasmo, which does 104 damage. And then Elasmo Tackle, which does 56. And then poison damage does 192 damage. Then Plesio uses Poisonous Assault again. And again, I'm not all that worried about Shoni. I only use Shoni as like a meat shield to take damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Elasmo, which does 88 damage. Then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle, which does 61. And then Plesio uses Poisonous Assault again. So this time, we're going to use Elasmo Combo against Elasmo. Well, Woolbeard's Elasmo. And then Whirlpool against Plesio, which does 133 damage. So Plesio uses Poisonous Assault again. So we're going to use Elasmo Tackle against the Elasmo that has 3. HP left, so we defeat that Elasmo. Then we're going to use Snapping Jaws against Policio, which should defeat Policio. And it does. So we beat Woolbeard for the Diver's Watch now. So now all we have to do is beat Dino for the Idle Comp component. And Ventnor ranked up to rank 12. So Ventnor is now max rank. So Woolbeard says, "Our defeat stings like sea salt. The Diver's Watch is all yours, matey. Good luck with your time machinery." So we got the Diver's Watch. But now both of our EZ Vivisaurs are ranked 12. I will be swapping them out for 2 different Vivisaurs that are not ranked 12. So let's do Electro and Shan because they're not ranked 12. Nor anywhere close. So now we're going to return back to the regular Vivisaur Island part, which... I mean, everything here is part of Vivisaur Island, but like the main area of Vivisaur Island. Then we're going to use the teleporter to get to Dino's spaceship. And at least now that that Dinorians and humans are friends, we won't have to worry about being chased by anything. So you go across here, then you go up, then back across, and then down and across, but the other way, and through that door to find Dino, which is right here. So Dino says, "So, Dr. Diggins is researching time travel. Interesting. And he needs an idle component to complete his time machine? I am intrigued, but I will require a favor in return. I wish for us to battle again. It has been some time since we last fought, Master. And I have been training. Can you say the same? If you beat me, the idle component is yours. So, shall we begin the battle?" Yes. So Dino says, "Excellent. I think you will find me much improved." So Dino is using Compso, which if you look at the support effects, down 90% for both defense and attack for the enemy, which in this case would be for Shoni, which is the entire reason why I use Corona and Elasmo in the SZ, since the support effect does not apply to them, and Shoni's the only one that's hampered, and I don't use Shoni, so it's just a meat shield. And then Penta and Dino. So Dino begins first and uses Regal Combo, which does 118 damage. And then Compso uses Compso Kick, which does a critical 35. So I'm going to use Corona Bite against Dino, which does 76 damage. And then Elasmo Tackle against Dino, which does 52. So this time Dino uses Antimatter Beam, which does 140, 54, and 52 damage. So now we're going to use Corona Bite against Dino, which does 76 damage. And then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle against Dino, which does 54. Then Dino uses Antimatter Beam again, which does 137, 54, and 52 damage. So now we're going to use Chronobite against Dino again. And then Elasmo combo, I should say. Which does 25 and 44 damage and enrages Dino. So Dino uses Regal combo against Shoni, which does 118 damage. And then Kamso uses Kamso Kick, which does a critical 35. So then I'm going to use Corona Bite, which does 80 damage. And then Elasmo Tackle, which does 51 damage. So Dino uses Antimatter Beam, which does 141 damage, misses, and then does 59 damage, but defeats Shoni. So I'm going to use Elasmo combo against Dino, which does 68 damage and defeats Dino. Then we're going to use Whirlpool against Kamso, which does a critical 214 damage and defeats Kamso. So Penta uses Penta combo, which does a critical 90 damage and excites Corona. So now we're going to use Snapping Jaws against Penta, which does a critical 157 damage. Then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle, which does 59 damage. Then Penta uses Penta Fury, which does 84 damage. So then we're going to use Corona Bite, which does a critical 128 damage. It activates Penta's Parting Blow. Then we're going to use Elasmo Tackle, which should defeat Penta, and it does. So now that we have gotten all 3 parts for the time machine, we'll talk to Dr. Diggins. So Electro and Shan-Chan's LP both increased, which should be nothing new. So Dino says, I have given up being surprised at your accomplishments, Master. You are amazingly capable. Take your prize and give my best to Dr. Diggins. Which we got an idle comp component, which is what we expected to get. So now we're going to talk to Dr. Diggins. But to do that, we actually have to get back to Earth first. And then you go into the teleporter and return to the warehouse. And now we talk to Dr. Diggins. Says, you got all 3 parts I needed? And we gave the 3 parts to Dr. Diggins. And he says, amazing work, Master. You just never fail at anything you set out to do you? Okay, let's get these parts installed pronto. Here we go. So Dr. Diggins says, excellent, my time machine is complete. You should surprise the socks off of everyone. And once again, I couldn't have done it without you, Master. Using the time machine, we should be able to travel a short way into the past. As I promised, you can use it as much as you want. All you have to do is use it is climb onto the machine here to your right. And with that, we will end today's episode of Fossil Fighters Part 30. Join us for Fossil Fighters Part 31, where we actually use the time machine.